everyone, my name is Nur Afini binti Muhammad Latfi and my metric number is 273921. So today, we are going to discuss about COVID-19 issue. Did you guys know what is COVID-19? So, let me give a brief explanation about COVID-19 to you. According to World Health Organization, WHO, coronavirus disease COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Most people infected with the COVID-19 virus will experience mild to moderate respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment. Older people and those with underlying medical problems like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, and cancer are more likely to develop serious illness. At this time, there are no specific vaccines or treatment for COVID-19. However, there are many ongoing clinical trials evaluating potential treatments. Technically, this public health crisis is directly affecting the tourism sector, which is facing an unprecedented challenge. So, what is the impact of COVID-19 to the tourism industry in Malaysia? The first one, our government has announced entry bans or travel restriction to the international tourists. Under the directive, no foreign nationals can enter the country with the exception of those with diplomatic passport, permanent resident, or expatriates in an essential service. All traveller permitted to enter the country will be subject to COVID-19 testing and will be required to quarantine for 14 days at a designated government facilities. Next, the cancellation of Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign. On 18 March 2020, Datuk Seri Hajah Nancy Shukri, Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, announced the cancellation of Visit Malaysia 2020 with immediate effect is in line with the impact of COVID-19 outbreak, which has profoundly affected the tourism sector in Malaysia and the whole world. This shows how serious our government took this matter. The last point, this pandemic is highly impacting the tourism business in Malaysia, particularly the airline and hotel businesses. We can see that airline industry players has highlighted that the current travel bans and plummeting demand around the world have put the loss-making carrier at risk of bankruptcy. All three Malaysia major airlines, namely AirAsia, Malindo Air, and Malaysia Airlines, have initiated salary cut ranged from 10 to 100% and unpaid leave depending on the salary range and position. Apart from that, the hotel industry also seriously impacted by the pandemic when a total of 170,000 hotel room bookings during 11 January until 16 March 2020 had been cancelled, which caused a loss of revenue amounting to 68 million ringgit Malaysia. The loss was directly attributable to the outbreak of COVID-19. More hotel closure seem to be the order of the day due to the COVID-19. And the latest casualty are 3 Swiss Garden International hotels across the country. Previously, Berjaya Tioman Resort, Jazz Hotel, Jeraja Island Resort, Hotel Penaga, and Kinta Riverfront Hotel and Suites are among hotels that have announced their closure. The current outbreak is a wake-up call for any government to be ready to combat future crises. In 2005, George W. Bush, the then US President, in his pre-science argued, if we wait for a pandemic to appear, it will be too late to prepare. And one day, many lives could be needlessly lost because we failed to act today. So, What tourism policies or planning strategies should Malaysia do to prepare for a similar situation to COVID-19 in the future? From my point of view, I think based on the current experience, the government should draft a comprehensive and detailed pandemic plan. The plan should be replete with policies and legislation on how to manage, if not prevent, a crisis. The standard operating procedure will relate to issues regarding social distancing, mass gathering, screening, declaration of health, lockdown, and quarantine procedure. Such policies will surely resonate with the public given what they are going through now. It will give them a sense of certainty and confidence that in any eventuality, the government will be in control. The government too would be on a surer footing if another disaster strikes. Second, to help in surveillance, big data analytics coupled with artificial intelligence should be employed to predict the onset and spread of a viral outbreak. Analyzing data on infection rates can also tell us which group will be affected, the extent of herd immunity, and the next wave of infection. All this information will give the government a better handle on the outbreak's impact on health facilities. Modeling using data can make the government better prepared as to when to impose or lift a lockdown, institute travel bans, close the border, and intensify contact tracing. Data analysis will therefore give the government a quicker and richer picture of the evolving reality. It will enable the government to make evidence-based decisions to counter the threat. MCO was implemented as a preventive measure by the federal government of Malaysia in response to the COVID-19 pandemic in the country on 18th of March 2020. On the early stage, the restrictions are quite tight as the government announced the closure of all kindergarten and private school, including daily school, boarding school, international school, tahfiz center, and other primary, secondary, and pre-university institutions. Plus, closure of all public and private higher education institutions, IPTs, and skill training institutes nationwide, and closure of all government and private premises except those involved in essential service such as water, electricity, energy, telecommunication, and others. So, do you guys wondering what I did during that difficult time? I literally live my life normally as you guys did. I read some books, I cook, I do some house chores, I became a tutor to a 9-year-old kid, and what else? I also become a Shopee seller. Yay! Which I love the most. I love doing my business. I sold some hair clips, hair bands, and many more. Although it was such a new experience and difficult time to ourselves and also to the government, because we cannot go to school like we normally do, we cannot go to work, we cannot go to classes, we cannot go on holiday, and many more. But I think we really need to appreciate and be grateful, because this time we can use to create bonding between our family. We can do fun activities together, we can cook together, and many more fun activities. In a conclusion, COVID-19 is like a wrecking ball. It is smashing lives and ravaging the economies. It has battered stock market, sending them into wild gyration. One of the lessons learned from this fable might be that we humans cannot succeed without our dreams, hopes, and imagination. Furthermore, We all depend on one another, the weak on the strong, the old on the young, and the entire humanity depends on the natural environment we have abused in a horrifying manner. Now we can see that our nation is getting better day by day as the cases keep decreasing, and as of 9 July 2020, there were no infected domestic cases reported by the Ministry of Health Malaysia. So Malaysia, let's keep doing good and unite to flatten the curve. #.